Ladies and gentlemen, failure is inevitable. There's no escaping it. No one in the history of success has ever made it to the top without stumbling, without falling, without facing moments of doubt, rejection, and defeat. But here's the thing. It's not about whether you fall. Most people are afraid of failure because they think it's a sign that they're not good enough, not smart enough, not talented enough. But that's not the truth. The truth is, failure is a part of success. Every single person who has achieved something great has failed more times than they can count. The difference is, they didn't fall backward, they fell forward. Falling backward is what happens when you let failure define you. It's when you take a hit and decide that maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you're not cut out for it. Maybe the struggle is too much. So you step back, you retreat, you start making excuses, you tell yourself that it wasn't meant to be. That's falling backward. But when you fall forward, you're still moving, you're still learning, you're still growing. Falling forward means that every mistake, every setback, every rejection is teaching you something, shaping you, preparing you for what's next. It means you're using every failure as fuel, not as a reason to quit. Think about a toddler learning to walk. When they fall, they don't sit there and say, well, maybe walking just isn't for me. No, they get up and try again, and again, and again. They don't even question whether they'll get it right. They just keep going until they do. That's the mindset you need. And I know when you're in the middle of failure, when everything seems to be going wrong, it's hard to see the lesson in it. It's hard to keep moving when you feel like nothing is working. But you have to trust the process. Some of the greatest success stories started with some of the biggest failures. Look at the people we admire, the ones who have changed the world in business, sports, entertainment, science. Do you think they never failed? No. They just didn't let failure stop them. They fell forward. Falling forward means taking risks, knowing that not everything will work out, but understanding that even when things don't go as planned, you're still making progress. It means having the courage to put yourself out there, to go after what you want, even if it scares you. Because fear is what keeps most people stuck. They're so afraid of failing that they never even try. You can't let fear control you. You can't let the possibility of failure stop you from taking action. Because the only real failure is not trying at all. If you never take a shot, you'll never score. If you never step up, you'll never move forward. Falling forward means embracing the uncomfortable moments, the struggles, the disappointments, and using them as stepping stones. It means understanding that every setback is setting you up for a comeback. It means refusing to let failure define you and instead letting it refine you. When you fall forward, you're not just surviving failure, you're using it to your advantage. You're getting stronger, you're getting wiser, you're getting closer to your goals. Because success is not a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, roadblocks, and detours. But as long as you keep moving forward, no matter how many times you fall, you will eventually get to where you're meant to be. Everybody has dreams. Everybody has a vision of where they want to be, of the life they want to live. Some people dream of building a business. Some dream of making an impact. Some dream of being at the top of their field. And that's great. Dreaming is important. Dreaming is the first step. But let me tell you something. A dream without work is just a fantasy. See, people love to talk about their dreams. They love to tell the world what they're going to do. One day, I'm going to be successful. One day, I'm going to own my own company. One day, I'm going to be the best. But when you look at what they're actually doing every day, their actions don't match their words. They're dreaming big, but they're not working hard. Dreams don't work unless you do. You have to understand that dreaming is easy, grinding is not. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not in the size of their dreams. It's in the effort they put in to make those dreams a reality. The ones who succeed are the ones who show up every single day, even when they don't feel like it, even when it's hard, even when no one is watching. Because success is not about talent. It's not about luck. It's about relentless effort. It's about waking up early, staying up late, putting in the hours when everybody else is sleeping, relaxing, or making excuses. It's about doing the work that no one else is willing to do. Some people love the idea of success, but they hate the process. They want the reward, but they don't want the sacrifice. They want the spotlight, but they don't want the sweat. But that's not how it works. Every successful person you see, whether it's an athlete, an entrepreneur, an artist, or a leader, got there through grit, discipline, and sacrifice. Think about the greatest athletes in the world. They don't just wake up great. They train harder than everyone else. They practice the same moves, the same drills over and over and over again until it becomes second nature. When everyone else is partying, they're in the gym. When everyone else is sleeping, they're still working. That's what separates the best from the rest. It's the same in every field. You have to outwork the competition. You have to push yourself beyond what's comfortable. You have to be obsessed with improving, with learning, with getting better every single day. And let me be real with you. There will be days when you feel like quitting, days when the progress is slow, when the results don't come as fast as you want, when you start doubting yourself. That's when most people give up. That's when most people settle for average. But if you push through that, if you keep grinding when it's tough, that's when you separate yourself. Because hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. You can be the most talented person in the room, but if you're not putting in the work, someone with half your talent and twice your work ethic will pass you up every time. So yes, dream big. Dream as big as you can, but work harder. Work so hard that people have no choice but to notice you. Work so hard that success has no option but to find you. Work so hard that when you look back, you don't just see a dream, you see the results of your grind. Most people think struggle is their biggest enemy. They think failure, rejection, and obstacles are what hold them back from success. But that's not true. The real threat isn't hardship, it's ease, comfort, getting too relaxed. Because when life is easy, you stop growing. When there's no challenge, no resistance, no pressure, you get comfortable. And comfort is dangerous. Comfort makes you lazy. It makes you lose your edge. It makes you settle. Think about it. When do people grow the most? When do they push themselves the hardest? It's not when everything is going smoothly. It's when they're facing adversity. When their backs are against the wall. When they have no choice but to dig deep and find another level. Pressure creates diamonds. Fire forges steel. The struggle you're avoiding is the very thing that will make you stronger. But if everything comes easy, if everything is handed to you, if you never have to fight for it, you'll never build the resilience, the discipline, the hunger that real success requires. Look at the most successful people in the world. Do you think they had an easy road? No. They fought through rejection. They failed over and over again. They went through moments where they wanted to quit. But that struggle shaped them. It made them who they are. Now I'll look at the people who had everything handed to them. The ones who never had to struggle, never had to work for anything, never had to push past adversity. What happens to most of them? They fall apart at the first sign of trouble. They crumble when things don't go their way because they were never tested. They never built the toughness, the grit, the determination that success demands. Hardship is not your enemy. It's your teacher. It's your trainer. It's the weight room for your character. Every setback, every failure, every challenge is like a rep in the gym. It's making you stronger. It's preparing you for the next level. But ease makes you weak. Ease makes you complacent. Ease makes you think you've made it when you haven't even scratched the surface of your potential. And the most dangerous part, ease doesn't warn you. It doesn't hit you all at once. It sneaks up on you. One day, you start cutting corners. One day, you start saying, I'll do it tomorrow. One day, you stop pushing yourself the way you used to. And before you know it, you've lost your fire. That's why you have to seek the challenge, chase the discomfort, do the hard things, even when you don't feel like it. Keep pushing, keep grinding, keep stretching yourself beyond what feels comfortable, because that's where real growth happens. If you want to be great, don't fear the struggle, fear the comfort, fear the easy road, fear the moment when you stop pushing yourself, because that's the real threat to your success. Everybody loves motivation. It feels good, it's exciting, it makes you want to jump up and chase your dreams. You watch a powerful speech, listen to an inspiring story, and for a moment you feel unstoppable. But here's the problem: motivation doesn't last. Motivation is like a spark. It burns bright, but it fades fast. It gets you started, but it won't keep you going. Because the truth is, there will be days when you don't feel like working. There will be days when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when the excitement is gone. And that's where most people fail. They wait to feel motivated before they take action. But success doesn't come from motivation. It comes from discipline. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it. It means showing up, putting in the work, and staying committed no matter what. Discipline doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care if you're tired, if you're uninspired, if the conditions aren't perfect. Discipline says, get up and do it anyway. That's why the most successful people in the world don't rely on motivation. They rely on habits. They rely on consistency. They rely on systems. They wake up at the same time, follow the same routines, and put in the work every single day, whether they feel like it or not. Think about an athlete training for a championship. Do you think they only train when they feel like it? No. They train when they're sore. They train when they're tired. They train when the cameras aren't watching, when the applause isn't there, when nobody is cheering them on. That's discipline. Think about an author writing a book. Do you think they wait for inspiration to strike before they start typing? No. They write every day, even when the words don't come easy, even when the ideas aren't flowing, even when they're stuck, because they know that waiting for motivation is the fastest way to never finish. Motivation is emotional, it comes and goes, but discipline is a decision. It's a choice to commit, to push through, to stay focused no matter what. It's about doing the hard things when no one's watching, when no one's clapping, when no one's telling you to keep going. And here's the thing: when you develop discipline, you don't need motivation, because you've trained yourself to work, to grind, to stay locked in, regardless of how you feel. You don't have to feel like doing it. You just do it. That's the difference between people who succeed and people who don't. The ones who fail are the ones who say, I don't feel motivated today, so I'll do it tomorrow. The ones who succeed are the ones who say, I don't feel motivated today, but I'll do it anyway. So if you want to reach your goals, stop chasing motivation. Build discipline, build consistency, build habits that make success automatic. Because in the end, it's not what you do when you're motivated that matters. It's what you do after the motivation is gone. There comes a point in your journey when you have to make a choice: fit in or stand out. And if you truly want to be successful, if you truly want to reach your highest potential, you need to be willing to stand alone. Because not everyone is going to understand your vision. Not everyone is going to believe in your dream. Not everyone is going to support you. And that's okay. Because success isn't about being liked. It's about being committed to your purpose. Even if that means walking your path alone. See, most people crave acceptance. They want approval. They want to feel like they belong. And sometimes that need for validation becomes a trap. It makes people afraid to take risks. It makes them afraid to be different. It makes them afraid to go after what they truly want, because they're worried about what others will think. But let me tell you something. The greatest achievements in history didn't come from people who played it safe. They came from people who were willing to stand alone. The people who changed the world, they were doubted, they were criticized, they were laughed at, but they didn't let that stop them. They didn't shrink to fit in. They didn't abandon their dreams just because others didn't believe in them. They kept pushing forward even when they had to walk the path alone. And that's the mindset you need, because not everyone is going to see your vision. Not everyone is going to understand why you wake up early, why you work late, why you're sacrificing, why you're obsessed with your goals. And that's fine, because it's not their vision, it's yours. If you need people to clap for you, to support you, to agree with everything you do, then you'll never make it, because there will be times when the only voice you hear telling you to keep going is your own. There will be times when you feel isolated, when your friends don't get it, when your family questions you, when people tell you to just settle, to just be realistic, to stop chasing something that seems impossible. And in those moments, you have to stand firm, you have to trust yourself, you have to be so locked in on your purpose that their doubts don't shake you, that their criticism doesn't break you, that their lack of support doesn't slow you down. Because the truth is, standing alone is temporary. Eventually, success will attract the right people. The ones who doubted you will become the ones who admire you. The ones who ignored you will become the ones who ask for advice. The ones who didn't believe in you will act like they always knew you'd make it. But you don't get to that point unless you're willing to walk alone first. So stop seeking approval, stop waiting for permission, stop expecting everyone to understand. Be willing to be different, be willing to take risks, be willing to keep pushing forward even when the crowd disappears. Because if you're afraid to stand alone, you'll never stand out. Everybody has a gift, everybody. You were born with something unique inside you, a talent, a skill, a passion, something that sets you apart. But here's the question, what are you doing with it? See, too many people waste their gifts. They sit on their potential. They play small. Some are afraid to use their gift because they don't believe in themselves. Others chase success for selfish reasons, money, status, recognition. But they never think about the bigger picture.